here, and it is time to house clean both inside your home but inside your body. This is where fasting comes in. Why is fasting so important for us? I want you to begin thinking of a word called autophagy. So you may not have heard of this before, but this means self-eating. This is your body's way of cleaning house. So think about it as your internal doctor. And this is something that you can activate all on your own. Autophagy in the body can be activated when our body naturally goes into its cycle of not eating. So this happens typically when we go to bed at night, when we haven't eaten. Often we see it kick in after 16 hours. So that would be if you haven't had your supper at 5 and then you go until the next morning around 7. So this process of self-cleaning is going to happen every night. But what if we extend it just a little bit longer? So what are some of the other benefits that can happen with this autophagy? So what we're going to start to see, we're going to see reduced inflammation in the body. We're going to support our heart health and our brain health. We're going to improve our metabolism, which means more energy. And then it's also going to help to slow the aging process. And this is why fasting across the world, across religions, has been something that's been done forever and ever. So how can you activate this in your body? You can do this on a daily basis through time-restricted feeding. But there's another wonderful way that you can do it if you want a little bit more help and a little bit more assistance. So personally, I've done a 4-day water fast before. Well, it was water and coffee. I was able to fast during that time. After the second day, I found that my appetite really went down as my body was naturally producing kind of ketones, which are hormones or chemicals in your body that make you feel full. But for many people, it kind of sounds a little scary to do a water fast. So there's a program that's been designed now from Dr. Walter Longo. He is from California. It's been highly researched, and the product is called Prolon. Prolon is known as the fasting mimicking diet, and it's a way that you can fast but with food. So I've done Prolon twice before, and I'm going to be doing Prolon again next week. I really think that as we approach the seasons, especially for spring, we have to think about our house cleaning process. And for most of my patients, and maybe for many of you as well, we spend so much time eating and snacking that we never really give our body the chance to clean itself out. But if you have health conditions, in particularly prediabetes or insulin resistance, and I am seeing so much of this now, I think a lot of it is brought on by our food choices with a lot of processed foods, also our sedentary lifestyle when we're not moving, but also remember that COVID that many of us had a few years ago, and even the injections that we had, the vaccinations, we're starting to see a lot more rise in insulin resistance. And this was documented just after COVID came out, but now I'm starting to see the long-term consequences of it with my patients. And of course, a lot of women that are starting to gain a little bit of weight, especially around the belly, as they go through the menopausal changes, then this insulin resistance can increase as estrogen starts to go down in the body. So if you want to do this in a way that's been proven and that can assist you a little bit along the way, I want you to think about Prolon. I'll be doing Prolon next week, and I've ordered some kits in for some of my Creating Wellness membership members that are going to be doing Prolon along with me. One of the benefits that I see to Prolon is what the research has shown, and that it does a few things within the body. And this is one key one that's important to me. So people that do Prolon, yes, they do lose weight. But what they also lose is abdominal fat. So truncal fat will decrease with Prolon use. So what the study showed is if you do Prolon, so 5 days a month for 3 months in a row, you can reduce the fat around your belly. But most importantly is you're reducing the fat around your liver. So if you've been diagnosed with fatty liver disease, or if you're already a diabetic, because we know that most diabetics are going to have some degree of fat around the liver, we need to reduce this. We need to overcome this because the liver is one of the key organs in our body. It governs a lot of our metabolism, our energy. But if you have fatty liver disease and prediabetes, not only will you gain weight, but you can find that you have brain fog and mental clarity and difficulties with anxiety and depression as well. So the other that Prolon was able to see with their research that they did was that the impacts that it has on behavior and emotional well-being. So I still recall the first time I did Prolon, because you're eating very minimal amounts of food, so there's a lot more time left in your day. You're basically heating up some water and adding it to food. It's very healthy, high quality nutrients, but there's a lot more time, and it can actually begin to make you think about why we eat, why we're making the food choices that we do. So when the research from Prolon shows that after 3 months, it actually motivated people to adopt just a healthier lifestyle in general. They also saw that they were more mindful. You pay more attention to what you eat when your food is restricted for those 5 days. Food cravings come down, and I see this both when I did the ketogenic diet as part of a metabolic reset, and then also with Prolon, that you don't start to crave anymore. Your taste buds begin to be reset. You don't want the sugar, you don't want the salt, because the brain is really going through its own neurologic reset. But one of the key things that they saw in the research is 62% of people said that they had increased mental clarity and focus by restricting their foods. They also, 61% of people said they had greater energy levels, better portion control, and less sugar cravings. So we can do this. We don't necessarily need to use fancy, expensive drugs. Now, some of those drugs that I'm talking about can work for a lot of people. And I think I'd like to meet people where they're at. But we know by engaging our body's own natural healing system, this is what Prolon does, or this is what fasting can do. We are resetting from the inside out. You're giving the body the house cleaning it needs that's generated all within you. And this is the greatest ability that you need to remember. Our body knows what it needs to do if we give it time, if we give it the chance, and we give it a little bit of focus to be able to do that. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Prolon, or if you want to learn a bit more about how you can reset your metabolism, please feel free to book a discovery call with me. I've got lots of openings so that we can discuss what's the best pathway forward for you as you're on your journey to